For this question, I've been asked to fully factorise 2x cubed plus x squared minus 18, x minus 9. Now, to fully factorise means I want to get it in the format where I have like brackets and x plus something and so on. So first of all, I need to find one factor. Using the factor theorem, if I label this f of x, so f of x is equal to that here, that thing there, and I can use f of minus 1, and in the place of x I put minus 1. I'm going to get 2 into minus 1 cubed plus minus 1 squared minus 9 is 8. Now because it's 8, minus 1 is not a factor. So x plus 1 is not a factor. I can't divide by it. That won't work. And the next one, I will choose f of 1. And with questions like this, it is usually you try minus 1 and 1, minus 2 and 2, minus 3 and 3, and it's usually something like that. So again, I'll do the same thing. And again, it's not a factor, it will give me a negative 24. And then I try f of 3. So if I've got 2 and then 3 cubed plus 3 squared minus 18 times 3 minus 9, that will give me a 0. Now because that gives me a 0, I know that x minus 3 is a factor. That means if I divide this by x minus 3, I should get a remainder of 0. So let's go for it. 2x cubed plus x squared minus 18x minus 9 divided by x minus 3. So 2x cubed divided by x is 2x squared. Then 2x squared times x is 2x cubed. 2x squared times negative 3 and negative 6x squared. I change the signs. So these two vanish. X squared plus 6x is 7x squared. And then I do 7x squared divided by x is 7x. 7x times x. Oh, when I bring everything down. 7x times x, 7x squared. And 7x times negative 3 and negative 21x. I change the signs. This becomes a negative, that becomes a positive. 7x squared, take away 7x, vanishes. 18x plus 21x is 3x. I bring the rest down, so it's minus 9. Lastly, 3x divided by x will give me 3. Then 3 times x is 3x. And 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. I change the signs, and then I'm left with 0. And I know I'm going to be left with 0 because x minus 3 is a factor. So that means x minus 3 times this, so 2x squared plus 7x plus 3 is equal to my original function, so it's equal to f of x. Now the question is asking me to fully factorise. Now that I have a quadratic, I can factorise this much easier. So x minus 3 remains the same, and I put 2 brackets. This is going to be 2x and x, and I'm going to have plus 3 plus 1. Now I fully factorised it. And the reason why we do this is so that we have a quadratic so that we can easily factorise. You could also put this in your calculator and check. Your calculator will give you the roots. Okay, the next part of the question says draw. Originally I've got a cubic, so I know I'm going to have a graph that looks somewhat like this. And it's going to go through, it's a positive cubic, so that's why it's in that format. It's going to go through 3, because I've got a 3, and minus 1 over 2, so minus 1 over 2, and the negative 3. So my graph will look like this. So these are the points where it hits the x-axis. I have to find this point where it hits the y-axis. That's when x is 0. So here if I put x is 0, I'll be left with minus 3 times 1 times 3, which is a negative 9. So that point there will be a negative 9.